Rooster Teeth News is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. For a few bucks a month, get amazing razors shipped right to your door. Shave time, shave money. Join now at dollarshaveclub.com/rooster.
What's up, guys? I'm Ashley Jenkins, and welcome to the new week, where Microsoft has announced that beginning March 11th, Xbox One consoles will come bundled with a copy of Titanfall, the upcoming mech-heavy multiplayer title from Respawn Entertainment. Unfortunately, the bundle won't include a Titanfall Edition controller, but it will include the console, Kinect, a standard wireless controller, and a chat headset, as well as a download code for a digital copy of the game. The bundle will cost the same as the base console does now, essentially making Titanfall free for new Xbox One buyers, but there's additional good news for gamers in the UK, where the console is getting a permanent £30 price cut in addition to the bundle. Microsoft's Harvey Eagle says, "For us, it's about giving UK gamers the best value we can. That really starts with the announcement we're making today with this new £399 price point, but it's also very much about the launch of Titanfall, and now seems a great time to offer the best value we can and include what is the hottest game of this new console generation in the box for our fans." Next, DayZ creator Dean Hall, better known to fans as Rocket, has decided to step down from Bohemia Interactive in his work as the lead developer on DayZ, but don't panic. He will continue to lead the current DayZ team until the end of the year, and afterward, he will remain available to the studio as needed. Of his decision, Hall says, "I'm a grenade. I have a specific use. I'm really good at risk-taking and making other people take risks. I've always been good at that in my life. But eventually, that's the bad person to have. Eventually, you don't want the guy telling you to go over the top and get through." But that's not the only reason he's decided to move on. He's also expressed his desire to return to his native New Zealand, where he fully intends to work on new game concepts in the hunt for the perfect multiplayer formula. He says, "I feel like DayZ is a fundamentally flawed concept, and I've always recognized that. It's not the perfect game, it's not the multiplayer experience, and it never can be with the absolute spark that I want in it." In other "we will go on" kind of news, 2K has left no doubts that there will be more BioShock games in the future. The company says, "The BioShock universe remains a rich creative canvas for many untold stories, and we look forward to exploring the next BioShock experience." 2K has taken over the BioShock property following last week's announcement by Ken Levine that Irrational Games, the studio that created the series, would be shutting down in its current form and focusing on creating smaller games with a smaller team. The Last of Us developer Naughty Dog has also weighed in on the chances of a sequel to last year's critically acclaimed game in the wake of the release of their story-based prequel DLC Left Behind. Creative director Neil Druckmann says, "If you're asking about a sequel, right now I'd say it's 50-50. He further outlines such a sequel would require a good idea for a story that doesn't repeat what we've done, but somehow builds on the original. Short of that, we won't make a sequel." And finally, I'm sure none of us were doubting whether we would see a new Assassin's Creed game, because of course we will. But now we know one other thing. It won't be set in the Japanese era of the samurai. In 2011, Ubisoft released a poll asking fans which settings they'd like to see the series explore, with options that included medieval China, revolutionary Russia, Victorian England, ancient Egypt, and, wait for it, feudal Japan, sparking rumors that an upcoming entry in the series might be headed for the East. Jade Raymond, who produced the original Assassin's Creed and executive produced Assassin's Creed 2, and who now manages the Ubisoft Toronto studio, has dispelled the rumor that the next game might be set in Japan and teased that it will instead take place in her favorite historical era, but declined to share just what that era is. She says, "When we're building a franchise, we're thinking of a whole universe and how we're developing a meta story that could live on for many years. If the story has nowhere to go, then you end up with the video game equivalent of The Matrix 2. And that's the news today. Where do you think the next Assassin's Creed game will be set? Shout out in the comments and let us know. Then check roosterteeth.com later this week for a new episode of The Patch to find out what we think.